So far in our Vue applications, we've not really worked properly with forms and capturing form data that a user might type into them. Now, Vue makes it really simple to work with forms so that we can keep track of what a user does type into these different fields or what they select from drop downs, etc. And I'm going to show you how Vue handles all of these different inputs and fields so that when we submit the form at the bottom, we can easily get access to all of that data. In our case, we're probably just going to log it to the console, but later in the course, we'll do things like save it to a database. For now, let's just create a new Vue project to do this. So to do that, open up a terminal, navigate to where you want to create the project and type Vue create, and we'll call this web-form like so. Press enter and that's going to ask us a few different questions. We want to manually select features, enter, and we're going to press space on the linter and then press enter again. We'll choose version 3 and we want the config for Babel in a dedicated config file, and we don't want to save that preset. Press enter and it's going to create that project for us. Once it's done, we want to cd into the new project directory, which is web-form, and then I can say code full stop, press enter, and that's going to open up in Visual Studio Code. Alright then, to begin with, we'll just set out the basic structure of the application. So go to source and we'll open up components, delete hello world, we don't want that. And inside the app.vue, let's get rid of this import at the top and bring that up. Get rid of hello world and the image as well. And we can get rid of hello world inside the components there. And what I'd like to do is, first of all, just add a bit of style at the bottom for the body. So I'm going to say body, and then inside margin is 0 to strip away that margin and give this a background of EEE like so. And oops, we need 3 E's, which is a light gray, and that's pretty much all I want to do. I also want to create a component for the sign up form, so let's do that. New file and call this sign up form.vue. Then inside here, I'm going to type in view and enter for the first option to get that boilerplate. And inside the template, I want a simple form. We don't need the action because we'll be using JavaScript to handle the submission. Inside, all I'm going to do for now is one label and one input. So we'll do a label, and we don't need 4 right here. I'll get rid of that. And inside, we'll say this is for the email field. We also need an input, and the type is going to be email, and this is a required field. Okay, so I also want to just do a few styles, and I'm going to paste those in at the bottom so you don't have to watch me type them out. And all we have is the form right here. We give this a max width of 420 pixels, margin top and bottom of 30 pixels, auto left and right so it sits centrally on the page. The background of the form is white, text align inside it is left, bit of padding and bit of border radius. The label is going to be a grey colour. We display it as inline block so we can give it some padding and margin, or rather just margin, which is this. The font size is reduced 0.6 ems, uppercase for the text, letter spacing 1 pixels and a font weight of bold. Then the input itself, display block, bit of padding, a width of 100%, box sizing border box, meaning the sizing takes into consideration the padding and the border into its overall width. And then the border is 0. And the border bottom is 1 pixel solid and this light grey colour. The colour of the text is 555, which is a darker grey colour. And by the way, the reason I don't type all these out from scratch is that I'm assuming you already know a little bit about CSS, and this is not a CSS course. I'm sure you don't want me to explain absolutely everything I'm doing with CSS. If you do want to learn about CSS, I've got loads of free tutorials on my YouTube channel if you want to check those out. But anyway, let us now save this, and I'm going to open up a terminal and I want to run this using npm run serve so we can preview it in a browser, and that should hopefully give us the link we need to click in a second. Oh, before I do that, by the way, I want to nest this component, this sign up form, in the app component over here. So let's first import it. I'm going to say import sign up form, and it's from // the same directory, then into components, and then we want the sign up form.vue, and then we can register it right here, sign up form. You should know what I'm doing here. We've done all of this before, and I'm going to now use the sign up form right here. Okay, so now if we open this up in a browser, I'm going to bring this in from my other screen, and this is what it looks like so far. So very simple to begin with, but that's our basic setup. And next I'm going to talk about how we can track what a user types into this input field using two-way data binding.